Hello and welcome everyone to Selective Prep Power Thinking Skills. Today we're looking at test 39 and we have picked out 9 questions to go through in this exam. So let's look at the first one. This first question was a probability question. So we had Ricky who purchased 2 raffle tickets for his charity dinner. And then Katrina purchased double the amount. So Katrina must have purchased 4 raffle tickets. The raffle tickets are drawn one at a time. Okay, that's important. And the winning tickets that are drawn out are discarded. If there are a total of 3 prizes to be won and 50 raffle tickets in total, which one is true? So to figure out each of their chances of winning, it's actually much easier to solve to do 100% or 1 whole minus the chances of not winning. Okay, so you can have a look at this, but I'm going to quickly explain it. For Ricky, okay, let's try for Ricky. It's going to be 1 minus the chance of not winning the first ticket. What's the chance of not winning the first prize? Well, he has 2 raffle tickets, so out of the total of 50, the chance would be 48. What about the second prize? Well, the second prize, one of them have already been picked out, right? And it's not replaced because it says they're discarded. So there's 49 tickets left, right? And how many does he have? He's still going to have 2. Remember, 1 has been pulled out, so we're going to minus 1 from each. And the last prize, following the pattern, would be 48 because 2 tickets have pulled out and 1 prizes, and they're not his. So he's going to have 46 tickets left. Okay, because 2 of them are his prizes and the other 2 have been already picked out. And for Katrina, it's the exact same concept, 1 minus, but except she has double the amount. So she's going to start with 46 over 50. So less chance of not getting the prize because she has more tickets. And then 45 over 49 times 44 over 48. Now, when you actually do these, you can do cross multiplication and you can do simplify, right? If you look at, for example, 48 over 50 divided by 2 and so on, you get for this one, I've put the fractions here, but I'm just going to write the decimals, 0.11 and 0.226 for this one, okay? So if you look at the percentages, you can see that Katrina is more than half or more than double of Ricky's chances. Okay, so therefore the answer here is A. Okay. Okay. Next one. Number 2. Draw a conclusion of true or not. So for this one, I want to draw a table, okay? I always emphasize this. You want to visualize your information when you can because it's going to help you out, okay? So we have 4 friends, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jen, Henry, Faraz, and Ashley. And what are the things that we are changing? We have costume, and we have food and drink. Okay, food and drink. Okay, so Jen was not dressed as a ghost or witch. Actually, let me just move this over so I have more space. Food and drink. Okay, so Jen was not dressed as a ghost or nor a witch. So what are the things that she could be dressed as? Vampire, right? No ghost or scarecrow. So we're going to V/S for vampire or scarecrow. She bought strawberry candy. Okay, so she bought strawberries. That means that strawberry is out. All right, next. Henry also did not dress as the ghost. So Henry could have been a witch, a vampire, or a scarecrow. He did not bring a drink to the party. So he did not bring lemonade. So he must have brought in chocolate cake or potato chips. Faraz was dressed as a scarecrow. Okay, if Faraz is a scarecrow, then Henry and Jen can't be scarecrow. So Jen must have been a vampire, and that means Henry was the witch. Okay, because Jen was a vampire. Okay, then we keep going. He was the only one who bought the savory item. So the savory item is potato chips. So peas out here, potato goes here. And the last one is lemonade. And the one that's left over would be ghost for Ashley. Okay, so from piecing this information together, let's test options A to D. A, Ashley bought the chocolate cake. No, she brought the lemonade. So A is out. Henry and Faraz bought both a sweet item to the party. Faraz bought potato chips, so no. Henry was dressed as a scarecrow, no, he was the witch. And Jen was dressed as a vampire, is correct. We put V for vampire for Jen, so D is the answer here. Okay, identify the assumption. So the main kind of concept here, it's to do with the gym, but more specifically the pricing of the gym, memberships, okay? So it says here memberships to gyms have cost $50 5 years ago, but now they cost $105. A survey conducted has shown that over the last 6 years, the number of people attending the gym has almost halved. So from the information provided, solely from this information, we can link from the years, okay, last 6 years and 5 years, quite similar, that the cost is what is leading to the halving of the number. So that link shows that we want to find an option that is to do with the membership prices increasing and the number of people going to the gym decreasing. And that is exactly option D. Okay, this one, if you solved it out, you would realize that the number of days are the same, okay? 9 destinations, 3 per day on a 3-day cruise, 3 by 3 is 9. So we can't compare with that. Therefore, we must think about the pricing, okay? 4,800 on a 3-day cruise, 8,100 on a 5-day cruise. To find the equivalent in pricing, we're going to make it 1 day by dividing. 4800 divided by 3 goes in ones, 600. So A is 1600. B, 8100 divided by 5, once 5, 31 goes in 6 times, 30, 10, 2 times, and 0. 1620. So which one is cheaper? It's A. So the option is A. Okay? Okay, this next question. So we are talking about soldiers. They used to wear hats made out of wool or leather. And after they got proper helmets, the medical personnel began recording a higher number of soldiers treated with head wounds. So logically thinking, these helmets should technically protect the soldiers' heads better than wool or leather caps. But why are we seeing a higher number of soldiers with head wounds? We can have a look at the options to find the answer. Okay, and it's actually the first one. The statistics only include the wounded, not the dead. So because we have this, because we have this implementation of hard protective caps, people are more likely to only get injured rather than dying from their head injury, okay? And you're not expected to know this, but if you look at the options, you can see that A is the best explanation to the mistake that Paul has made, okay? That increased amount of head wounds has come from helmets. That is obviously not true, okay? All right, number 6, the answer here is A. Okay, and you want to look at the options. Remember, we're starting from general first of all, okay, an overarching kind of statement, and then linking the bits from that statement to the next statement. So on 25th of April every year, that's pretty general, giving us context. People remember the soldiers who fought at Gallipoli. Now we're talking about this day, okay? So this one's next. This day of remembering is called Anzac Day. Now we find something to do with Anzac Day, and it's here. All right, in Melbourne, there's a special Anzac statue, and now we have to do something with statue, and it's right there, statue. Okay, so you're linking it like that. You're linking it by finding the most general statement first, and then finding key words. Okay, number 7, which would best conclude the statement below. So this is to talk about Lance Armstrong, okay? One of the best cyclists in the world saw his downfall, okay, which means he kind of he did the opposite of rising to fame, okay? He came down. This was due to his participation in doping, where he consumed banned substances before and throughout his race. So Armstrong is now banned from competitive racing and stripped of all his wins and is now a disgraced athlete. So this was all a product of him doping, right? And everything here is to do with the benefits he got from doping and how now it's not, he's not racing anymore because he was banned. So what does that kind of imply about doping? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Doping is a bad thing, right? It enhances your performance and it is unfair for the other cyclists, as you can see in this statement. Okay, so it's obviously given him an unfair advantage. So which one best kind of denotes that? It's option B. It's actually word for word, right? Doping gives athletes an unfair advantage in sports. That's what this whole paragraph is about. It's about Lance Armstrong and his doping scandal and how he got an unfair advantage to the other cyclists. Okay, so 8 and 9 are linked. These questions are actually quite easy to do. And if they are linked, it's actually basically 2 free marks for you. Okay, so I recommend you to do it very slowly, take your time, and also write neatly, okay, because you want to refer to it for the next question too. So I want to try and order it here using some abbreviations. The Strand is more expensive than Edgar Street. So I want to write the Strand and Edgar Street. So remember, we are leaving some spaces because I don't know what comes in between. Okay. And then we have George Street is more expensive than Edgar Street or the Strand. Okay, so George Street is going to come here. Let's actually move this down a bit. Okay. So Edgar Street, we had the Strand, and we had George Street. Pall Mall is more expensive than the Strand or George Street. Okay, Pall Mall was here. The Strand is more expensive than Edgar Street or Kingsford. All right, Kingsford is going to go somewhere here. We don't know where. It might be go before Edgar or after Edgar. Okay, Kingsford is more expensive than Edgar. Okay, there we go. So you can just write Kingsford here. Castle Tower is more expensive than George Street. Okay, Castle Tower is going to go above George Street and also more expensive than Pall Mall. So Castle Tower is going to come before Pall Mall. So now we want to read the question carefully. Which is the third most expensive? It's George Street, isn't it? So option D. Okay. And the next one, which one's the least expensive? Looking at our thing again, we have Edgar Street as least expensive. So D is the answer again. So to wrap up, we are going to look at some key points. Okay, so some key points from this test. The first one, I want to talk about that last ordering question. Okay, for ordering questions, write up a neat list, okay, using initials or abbreviated words, okay, to represent each person or thing. This will help you in multi-part questions to not get confused. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one I want to talk about, let's have a look at our questions. Okay, let's talk about this sentence ordering question. Okay, so for sentence ordering questions, remember there's a step-by-step procedure. Okay, number one, you first find the general overarching statement. Okay, and then two, use that statement. Okay, use the keywords in that statement to find your next sentence in line. Okay, so remember the keywords should link directly to the next words in line. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And for next week, please review those key points. I will see you then.